Hello, Mr. Beard here, your class recap for Monday, August 27th. We started today with our bell ringer, of course, which was circling the subject in this sentence and underlining the predicate. If you remember, predicate is the verb phrase. The next phase of grammar in this class is going to be sentence diagramming. We've learned the parts of speech, we've learned about direct objects, and now I think it would really benefit us to be able to see that and see how those parts of speech come together and see how they interact with each other and how they form a sentence. Sentence diagramming is actually pretty simple, and it uses the same kind of components that putting together a puzzle would use in your brain. And I think it's really good for visual learners, which at least 70% of all learners learn best visually, meaning they can see it on the page. And it does a really good job of allowing you to visually see what's going on in the sentence. It's really simple. To diagram a sentence, you first need to find the subject, which we did already in this sentence here. You should have circled princess. And then you next need to find the predicate, which would be waved, as our action verb. You write the subject on the left line, and the predicate after this horizontal dash here. These two pieces, the subject and the predicate, form the backbone of every sentence. Everything else we have in this sentence is going to be modifying the subject or the predicate. The is, of course, modifying princess. It is an article adjective, so I would write the underneath it. We put a little hanging tag here to let us know the is modifying princess, since you can see that visually. Waved is being modified by politely. We know politely is an adverb for two reasons. One, it ends in ly, which most words that end in ly are going to be adverbs, so that should tip us off. And we know it's modifying how the princess waved. She didn't wave angrily and flip us the bird. She waved politely. So it's modifying how she waved. So we write that here. So you can see it visually, how each part of speech is being modified. So students then went ahead and went through 1 through 6 on this page. As you can see, it kind of goes down through 1 through 6. The next thing we did in class was begin putting together our digital binders. We will be using digital binders in here to really show off our skill sets and our growth. There will be certain things that must be in our binders. Here are a few. All of our writing pieces will go in our binders. So every 6+1 writing piece that we do will go in this writing, and then we will then tag it with the trait that applies. If you think about Facebook, when you take a picture in Facebook, you then tag that picture with any of the people in the photo. For example, they've got this picture here of this gentleman, and he was clicked on, and then he would be tagged, telling us he is in this picture. In Twitter, you have a similar function with hashtags. So everything that has a certain hashtag tells you it goes with a certain category or a certain subject. Our right trait tagging will be no different. If we use the trait of ideas in a certain writing piece, then we will then tag that in our Evernote portfolio to show, hey, this fits this trait. In a later lecture, I'll show you exactly how to tag. For now, I'm more concerned about setting up Evernote and setting up what will go inside our portfolios. Before the 9 weeks is finished, we will have completed a writing piece that fits all 6 traits. So all 6 of your writing prompts should go in this portfolio. You will also have 2 publishable pieces of writing, which means writing that is not first draft quality. You wrote the first draft, and then out of those 6 write traits, I'll allow you to pick 2 to edit and make of, quote, publishable quality. Another thing that will go in our portfolio is all of our reading projects. After you complete your SSR book, you have a short SSR book project, and you'll take an SSR book quiz. Both those items will go in your portfolio. You will also have 2 visual aid projects that will go in your portfolios. We have already completed Right Straight posters, and we'll have completed, by the end of the 9 weeks, an Odyssey project. Both of those would fit into this category. Also, any major quizzes or tests, I will be updating into your portfolio. We're not going to spend a lot of time playing with Evernote because I want to use class time for more content-driven instruction. But we did take a little bit of time today to set up an account and to share a folder with me so that I can begin putting items in the student folder. Once you have a folder, all of your homework assignments will be in here. Here is an example folder that has just one writing prompt in it. When I go over to this writing prompt, which I can see here, this prompt touches upon the trait of ideas. So I would simply click up here, trait of ideas, hit enter, and that has been tagged to show it uses the trait of ideas. And now when I would go search the student's portfolio, I would type in trait of ideas and all the prompts that fit that trait would come up. It's pretty simple once you get into it, but again, we're not going to spend a lot of class time with the bells and whistles. We're just looking at doing the basics here. After we finished our writing portfolios, we had a couple Odyssey response questions on My Big Canvas. So if you were absent, you need to go to Schoolwork, click on this, and click on the Odyssey response questions number 2. So this here. Go ahead and answer those 4 questions and submit it to me. And that is all we had for class today. Thanks for listening.